Hey, my name is Mike Baldwin, and today I'm going to show you how to create a origami bird that will hopefully, if you do it right, will look just like this one. Maybe better, who knows. But, this is surprisingly simple to make, and it's a fun way to pass the time if you have nothing better to do. So, all you need to make it is any square sheet of paper. I made a nice sheet of paper by taking a sheet of printer paper, folding it into a right triangle, and cutting along the edge. You can also buy origami paper, which already comes in squares and is much thinner, thus holding the fold a lot better. But I'm making do, and this works just fine. Now, when creating the bird, there is three basic steps to it. First, you need to create the origami square. Square base, which is very simple. Then you need to take this base and you need to fold it until it becomes an origami bird base, which is slightly more complicated, but still extremely simple. And then you take this and you turn it into a bird, which surprisingly is quite possibly the easiest step. Now, to create the base, well, before we get started, I went ahead and I folded all the segments beforehand so I could mark where you need to fold, and already made the folds so I can easily hold it up and make the folds without needing to press it down to crease. Now, when you're doing it, you may want to take a piece of paper, hold it against the solid, and run your finger over it so you can get the fold to be better and be straight. Now, you can see what I do and modify it to do what you need to do. Now, take it from corner to corner, fold it corner to corner. Pretty simple. Now, do the same thing with the opposite corner, corner to corner again. Now, take it and open it up. Now, turn it around completely, and, hold it horizontally like this, and fold it. Now, turn it around, turn it around, fold it again. So now you have all the corners folded, and all the sides folded, so it should look somewhat like this, without the lines, without the marker lines at least. Fold it in half, now you take these two corners, and press them in and down towards each other, so you get a nice little plus sign. Fold it so that there's just two tabs on each side, doesn't matter how you do it. You do it like this, or like this. Fold it, two tabs here, pretty simple, right? Okay, this is the origami square base. Just make sure that you have a top flap, bottom flap, a top flap, and two little prongs inside of here. Now, once you have that, you always want to keep those prongs facing towards you. In my case, I'm going to have the prongs pointing down to help your point of reference. Now, this is my pre-made origami square into origami bird base. You take these two corners, well, actually, before doing that, you're going to want to take one of the flaps and fold it all the way across. So now you have one flap here, three flaps here, and you're just going to crease that and fold it back. This is simply so that you have a line going straight through the middle to help you with the next fold. Now, you take this corner and then you fold it so this side runs parallel and running along the center fold that you just made. Do the same thing with this corner, and if done well, you should have a relatively flat line up here without any real gap between the two folds. If folds are overlapping, it's going to cause you problems in the long run, so be careful of this step. Now, fold down on here, and undo all those folds. Well, when you fold in here, you want to make sure it runs just along the top edge, which, to properly demonstrate, is along this line, as shown by here. Now, open it up, take this top flap, fold down these other two layers, open it up as far as you can, and now you will feel the sides closing in. You want that. You want to open it up all the way and press down the sides so it closes. However, when you're doing this, you may run into issues with like the paper not wanting to go right as you want it. Well, just run your finger along a few times to press out any issues, and eventually you'll get it. You might need to go back, make sure some of your folds are straight, but once you get used to it, it becomes a no-brainer. Now, do the same thing on this side. Fold the two sides in, the top down, undo it, and now do the same thing with this. Of course, it won't be that fast for you because mine's already folded, but yeah. Not very difficult. This is the origami bird base. Now you should have 2 prongs down here, which move. These 2 don't. And you should have 2 flaps here, and 2 flaps here. If you have all that, you are set to finish off the crane. Now I'm going to show you the final step, which is this. Ignore this top line for now, because this is the final step, and you don't need to worry about it quite yet. Now, you need to take this flap and fold it in so that it runs center with this one. Oh, I forgot to mention. You want these 2 flaps that go like this, pointing down. Make sure you have it like that. Or otherwise it's going to fold really weird. Anyways, you want to push this in so it runs parallel and along the side. And do the same thing with this side. Okay? Just like this. Now, turn it around and do the exact same thing with this side. Now, you should have pretty much the same thing as the bird base, only the bottom is much more narrow, and these sides should still move without having too much issue. Now, this is the part where you suddenly see that it's a bird. You open up one of the sides. We're going to create the head and neck first. Of course, you can create the tail first just as easily, but for sake of explaining, I'm going to do it this way. You need to put this side up, and then pinch it once it's good. Take this head and push it down a little bit. Once it's where you want it, pinch that too. Now you have the head. Of course, I'm going to want that a little further out than that. Okay. You can set it to your angle however you like, and you can honestly change it whenever you want. Now do the same thing with the tail. Personally, I like to set the tail at a steeper angle than the head. Just a personal way of making it. Now, you take these 2 wings and you just fold them down however you want them. Personally, I like to do it right where you can't really see it well on mine, but if you're doing it along with me, you'll see it just fine. These little arrows up here, little triangles, just fold right along the top of them. So now you have this. Just open up the wings partially, and you have a finished origami crane. Now, hopefully you guys were doing it along with me. If not, go ahead and rewind the video and try to do it along with me, pausing the video if necessary as you go. And that's how you create an origami crane. I hope you have fun making it.